going green with the sprint cars though. Skinny Colson got a great start outside of the third row. James Darm's gone straight upstairs. Keep an eye on Logan. Rodney Woodall loved these conditions. Already up into the 5th spot. Goes to Makatu Pullet Farms, 51M, but out in front it is Carl Wilson from Eggleton. Brad Tyrrell in that brand new KPC chassis. Rodney Wood goes upstairs trying to get around his nemesis Skinny Colson. Those two have done a fair amount of fighting here on the racetrack over the years. Nice inside slide job there from Wood to get the 4th spot. Colson back to 5th, James Darm 6th, Keaton Darm 7th, Ricky Logan up into 7th. He started out of position 13 back to Kilworth, Entwistle, Walling, McDonald, Kerry and James and Daniel Thomas. But it's still Carl Wilson out front, South-built chassis. Chester's Carlson chassis, chased by Daniel Eggleton. Brad Tyrrell, Rodney Wood, Skinny Colson. Eggleton now starting to look racy. He's closing back up on the back of his Auckland clubmate Carl Wilson. Yellows, Kilworth around. McDonald may have been involved in Kerry Ann James over there on the back straight. I think Kerry Ann's done some suspension damage to the rear of the car. Might have dropped down of a torsion stop maybe on that left rear or the left front. Hard to see, but that car's definitely not straight.
And the broken bit as well.
All right, let's go back to green. Wilson gets a great restart, but keep an eye on Logan. He just about got pinched up against the front straight wall there. Rodney Wood, that new Eagle, likes the slicker conditions. We've seen that over the last couple of weeks. Haven't seen him a lot here at Baypark. He's been up at Western Springs. Jamie McDonald's starting to make some progress. I think he might have made some changes on that yellow with wing angles and maybe shock adjustments as well. Eggleton to the inside of Wilson, who ran a little bit wide off the exit of 2. New race leader, Daniel Eggleton. In the NZ, Vernon and Vasey, Maxim, Wilson, Tyrrell, Rodney Wood, James Darm up into the 5th position. He's got around his Hydrolink, not teammate, but they're both sponsored by Hydrolink. Skinny Colson, Logan now goes to work on Colson. As Wood goes by Tyrrell for the 3rd position. Wilson trying to come back at Eggleton. 6 laps left to go. Logan clears the inside of Skinny Colson up into the 6th position from grid 13. So that's a good gain for the American. Eggleton now going upstairs looking for some different lines, and he's starting to drive away from Wilson, who looks a little bit tight of anything, struggling to get the car into the turns at both ends of the racetrack. But Eggleton really running away with this one. They're lapping in the 14.3 second range. Eggleton impressive. He started off the pole, but Wilson got him off the initial start. As Ricky Logan now goes to the outside of James Darm, who's been the form driver here at Baypark over the last couple of meetings. Certainly took it to Peter Murphy here on the second night. Ran out of fuel though. Murphy winning the feature here on the second night. Eggleton driving away. 3 laps left to go. Battle low behind between Logan and Darm. Logan gets the 5th position. Next up ahead is Bradley Tyrrell. First race out in the brand new KPC. He gets loose off 2, loses another spot. Logan up into the 4th position now on the Lucas Oil Products 10. But Eggleton's been impressive as the race got longer, got a little bit out of shape too then. But he's got about half the length advantage of the straight over Carl Wilson. White flag comes out now. Field spread right around Baypark Speedway. Eggleton's had a horrible start to the season, but he's doing the job here now from Wilson. Wood, Logan the biggest mover, but it will be the 78A of Daniel Eggleton, 56 Carl Wilson. Wood's got to hold on for 3rd from a fast closing Ricky Logan, Tyrrell, Darm, Jamie McDonald, Skinny Colson, Walling. Bay Champs with Sprintcars, Super Saloons and Saloons. So the midgets back here at Baypark on the 16th of February. Spread the word, because all of those boys have been asking me when they're running here next. But we're going to go green with the Sprintcars, the big brothers. McDonald wheels up off the start. Down into 1, Ricky Logan to his outside in the Lucas Oils 10 USA, and he's going to drive around. McDonald gets the drive off the exit. They're side by side. Down into 3, Steve Walling in 3rd, James Darm, Rodney Wood, Kerry and James side by side with Bradley Tyrrell. But it's Ricky Logan getting the ascendancy out of turn 4 and takes over the lead. McDonald trying to come back at him. Big slide job from James Darm on Steve Walling. He started that from about the pit gate. So Ricky Logan, he'll love this surface, a little bit drier, but they'll get these cars locked down. Logan struggling a little bit high off 2. McDonald looked to be a little bit better through the First flying lap for Ricky Logan, the Little Rock Rocket and the Lucas Oil Products number 10 J&J, owned by Keith Simpson. Simbo, of course. Darm in third, back to Walling. Tyrrell, Entwistle and Wood going at it. Entwistle gets a low side run and gets the spot on Rodney Wood. Go back to Coulson, Wilson, Greg Kilworth, Kerry-Ann James, Daniel Eagleton, first heat winner Daniel Thomas, and Keaton Darm. Reverse grid from the first heat. Marble draw. Walling got into the concrete through two. Gets it back down off the fence, loses a spot to Brad Tyrrell. It's still Logan, McDonald, Darm, back to Tyrrell in fourth now. Walling, Entwistle, Wood. Carl Wilson with a big exit slider on Skiddy Coulson. The Chester's 56 goes by the Hydrolink 66. Daniel Eagleton now starting to make some spots. He's up into the 10th position. Top qualifier to start off the front of the grid for the feature tonight, the Sprint Car Invasion at Baypark Speedway. And more than likely at the moment, that looks to be Ricky Logan. Logan finishing third in heat number one. And if he can hold on, in fact fourth in heat number one. Rodney Wood would be closest to him, probably Brad Tyrrell, James Darm. McDonald, but Ricky Logan looking to be the top qualifier as he's starting to drive away now from McDonald. Go back to James Darm. Tyrrell, Walling, Entwistle, Woods, Wilson, Coulson, Eagleton, Daniel Thomas. Back to Kilworth, Kerry-Ann James, and Keaton Darm, and already the white flag out. The 410 underneath the hood of Logan's 10 USA Lucas Oils J&J is screaming. He's up there in the RPM as Kilworth spins out on the last lap. He keeps it going. Logan's going to take the checkers. Ricky Logan takes heat two from McDonald. Battle for third. Tyrrell just on the line from Darm. Tyrrell got by him 99, 29, 56, 51. Wilson got by Wood on the last lap. 66p. 78, 55, 23. Very strong up in California.
Just waiting for Logan to get up into the front row.
Yeah, he's just threading the needle, just waving as he goes by Rodney Wood, going, hey Rodney, you're starting a little bit deep. Oh, outside third row, it's not a bad run for Rodney Wood. So 25 laps. Logan, Tyrrell, J-Mac, Jamie McDonald, Carl Wilson, good qualifying effort for Carl Wilson, the Chesters. Carlson 56, self-built chassis here in New Zealand. It's not too many locally built sprint cars now, most of them relying on the American chassis manufacturers, Maxim, J&J, Triple X, well actually I think they're out of China more so. Eagle, of course. We've got Gambler out there with Steve Walling. I don't think Steve Walling's actually out there. Yes, he is, outside fourth row. Going green, Daniel Thomas withdraws to the infield as we go green. Tyrrell trying to get the run around the outside. If he can get it to stick, he'll lead this. Woods trying to go with him. McDonald up the inside of Wilson. Wilson drives back around him. Logan trying the low side run as McDonald run up over the pole line, lost momentum. Tyrrell leads in the Ferns 14. First ever feature win here last summer at Baypark in what was a Maxim chassis, now running KPC. This will be a good debut if he can hold on to this, but he's got one of New Zealand's best, America's best, Ricky Logan in behind him. Watch for that car to get better later on in the run as the fuel burns off and the tyres come up to 10. Rodney Wood third, Sydney won a Baypark's best, battling there with Carl Wilson, who won his one and only New Zealand title here at Baypark Speedway going back a few seasons now. Jamie McDonald in fifth, Steve Walling wheels up in sixth. James Darm, Daniel Eagleton, Colin Entwistle, back to Skinny Coulson, Keaton Darm, Greg Kilworth and Kerry-Ann James, but it's Tyrrell now way upstairs in the Ferns 14. Logan, big run, Wilson. Rodney Wood got into the front straight wall. Wilson went up the inside of him off fourth, moved the 51, Makatsu Pullet Farms Eagle up the track, and Wood glanced off the wall. Tyrrell very, very wide through 3 and 4. That's allowed a run from Logan. Both pulling big time RPM. Shark Racing engine power underneath the hood of the Ferns 14 KPC. Logan used to run Don Ott, now he's running Al Parker out of the US under the hood of the Lucas Oil 10 J&J. Go back to the Chester's 56 of Carl Wilson. track sport power out of Auckland underneath the hood of the Carlson chassis. He's now solidly in third, starting to reel in Ricky Logan. That car's getting better over this longer run, but it's Tyrrell holding on out front from Logan. Wilson back to Rodney Wood, Jamie McDonald, first night feature winner here this season. Steve Walling ahead of James Dahm. Dahm's been the form driver here at Baypark in Sprintcars over the first 3 nights. Entwistle battling back there with Daniel Eagleton, who won the first heat earlier on tonight. But Tyrrell has got that KPC on a wire running up in that darker material. Logan's now trying to get that bottom to middle to work and work a different line, hoping that maybe Tyrrell will wear out that top groove. But Wilson is starting to come to them. He was 4/10 quicker on the last lap than both of the leaders. Logan working the bottom now within 2 car lengths off the back of Brad Tyrrell. 16 laps to go. 10 down from the green. Tyrrell, Logan, Wilson within 6 car lengths of each other, and there's lap traffic not too far away. Go back to Rodney Wood, Jamie McDonald, back to Walling, Dahm, and Daniel Eagleton. As Tyrrell makes the mistake, Logan through to the lead. Wilson couldn't get the opportunity up the inside. Tyrrell ran wide through 3 and 4. Logan takes over the lead, and you know he's going to park the Locus Oils 10 J&J on the bottom of the racetrack. Tyrrell's going to have to try and go back around him. He moves upstairs through 3 and 4. He ran narrow as Wilson gets the low side run on Tyrrell. May just be starting to fade now, as Wilson's probably the fastest race car on the track. In fact, fastest lap for Brad Tyrrell at a 14:45. But he's dropped back into the 15.2s over the last couple of laps. Wilson looking very, very good on the bottom. Logan looking good upstairs through 3 and 4. He's back on the bottom through 1 and 2. Wilson staying with him. It's a couple of car lengths. The gap is 0.4 of a second. More lap traffic coming up. In fact, the first of the lap traffic, just with those battles for the lead. They checked each other up. James Dahm spins, gathers it back up. Loses a spot to Entwistle and Skinny Coulson, but backs up the cars and behind them closer to the leaders. Lap traffic coming for Logan. Wilson low side, pulls up alongside the American. Wilson will lead that lap with 10 to go. Lap 15, Wilson leads it. He gets a low side run. He's 2 car lengths clear of Ricky Logan. Carl Wilson, we know he loves this place. He won his New Zealand title here. Since then, he's had awful luck. Oh, Logan tried to crowd him low side through 3 and 4. But Wilson holds on to the lead. Now here's the lap traffic. Wilson to the outside of Kerry-Ann James. Logan starting to fade a little bit here now. They've got to make the right choices in traffic. Oh, Kerry-Ann James nearly spun up in front of Ricky Logan, who had to move up track to avoid her. It's still Brad Tyrrell in that 3rd spot. Wilson doing the job on the top. That race car is perfect on the bottom, in the middle, or on the top. Hands up for Carl Wilson, because that is a self-built chassis. I think the only Kiwi-built car out there in this field, dominated by the Americans. Logan still second. Brad Tyrrell now coming under fire from Rodney Wood. KPC versus Eagle. Wilson with 6 to go. Lap 19. We've gone 19 laps. Green, no yellows. Every time Palmy on Saturday night, the yellow came out. Hoping not this time, as Wilson's got some better cars to have to try and go by, and lap traffic goes by Greg Kilworth. Lap car between himself and Ricky Logan. Lap car between, 2 lap cars between Logan and Brad Tyrrell, with Rodney Wood right on the back bumper of the Ferns 14. Carl Wilson's lapped everyone up to Skinny Coulson, the next car ahead, up to 10th. He's lapped everyone up to 10th. Carl Wilson, this will be a fantastic return. Hasn't had a great start to the season, all but destroyed a car at Western Springs in the first couple of nights. This is the same chassis. They front halved it rather than go to their new backup car, which he wants to save for the Nationals at Western Springs. Logan actually starting to come back to him a little bit as Wilson laps Skinny Coulson. Down the inside, he's lapped everyone to 9th. 2 laps to go. White flag next time by. Carl Wilson, one of the drives of his career, I reckon, considering how much bad luck I know he's had for the last 3 or 4 seasons. Wilson in lap traffic. He's about to lap Colin Entwistle, who is in the 9th position. It will be Carl Wilson taking out tonight's feature win from Ricky Logan. Battle for 3rd. Rodney Wood tried the slider, but it'll be Tyrrell, Wood, McDonald, Daniel Eagleton, a top 6 run for Eagleton. And Carl Wilson lapped everyone up to 9th, up to 8th position.
Carl Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. One happy chappy.
Yeah, brother Gary's down there. He's yahooing. He's done a few laps around this place as well.
So we'll just give Carl a moment or two to take all the safety gear off. We'll get a yarn with him. Self-built chassis.
The only one out there in a field dominated by American cars.
The two bros having a good old yak. Mate, what a race. We so much enjoyed watching you go through the field. You lapped everyone up to 8th place.
Oh really? It was the car's really feeling good. We did our own car this year, and we've had some big struggles the last couple of years, and had some wrecks, and everyone thought that would just dry up and go away, but we just there's no way that's going to happen. Build our own car and come back and have this win. It's pretty special to us. So
fantastic, mate. Every other car on the track American made, you know, that's just the way it is.
Well, Kiwis can fly, so we can do it, no worries at all.
You had that car up high, down low, in the middle. Anywhere you pointed it, it went.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. We thought we were going to have to do a lot of fair bit of hard work to get the car to run pretty well, but just like to take the opportunity to thank the sponsors, Chester's, Gold Air, KBL, Earth Moving, J. Russell, South Auckland Forklift Hire, Valvoline, Fuel Conversions, and Arrow Wheels. Special thanks to the crew that I got tonight. Doug, Warren, Gareth, Gary, and Grant, and the crew that didn't make it here tonight, Mouse, Mike, Ross, Tyrone, and Jordan.
A stand-in crew. They did a stand-out job. Well done.
Yeah, I think they need a pay rise.
They do. They'll go from $0 up to $10 for the night. There you go, mate. There is your trophy and your winner's sticker there. We look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks' time, mate.
Yeah, we'll be here. You bet.
Good stuff. There we go, folks. Give it up for once again for this young man out of Auckland. What a job he did tonight in the 56 car. Carl Wilson.
I think, Moff, that might be, I don't know about heat wins, certainly his first feature win in that car. So, as I said, they destroyed that car at the Springs in the first couple of nights, and they front halved it from the Firewall.